Students, now we will start our new topic, that is a multi-purpose river valley projects. Fine. So we have discussed little bit in our previous video. Now we will cover this topic in detail. So what is a multi-purpose river valley project? The multi-purpose river valley project is a project in which a dam is constructed on the river and stored water is then used for many purposes like irrigation and power generation. Fine. So we are having some objective of multi-purpose projects also. First, to check floods by regulating flow of water. So students, multi-purpose river valley projects are created to check the floods by regulating flow of water. Second, we are having to generate hydropower for industries and our homes. Okay, lots of water is saved for our domestic use and for industries also, to provide irrigation facilities, and this helps in increasing agriculture productivity and bringing more area under cultivation. So as we have discussed, to provide irrigation facilities and for the cultivation we need multi-purpose river valley projects. Fine. And the next, we are having to check soil erosion. We can check the soil erosion by building multi-purpose river valley projects. Fine. Students, you know that these multi-purpose projects launched after independence and with their integrated water resources management approach, and were thought of as the vehicle that would lead the nation to development. Fine. So this thinking, this thought they have kept in their mind for creating multi-purpose river valley projects, that they will definitely bring development for our India. And if we talk about Jawaharlal Nehru, he also said proudly that the dams as the temple of modern India. The reason being that it would integrate development of agriculture and the village economy with rapid industrialization and growth of the urban economy. Students, now we will do the topic that what is the difference between dam and multi-purpose river valley projects. Fine. So if we talk about dam, we have already covered the definition of dam. That is, a dam is a barrier across the flowing water that obstructs, desets or retards the flow, often creating a reservoir, lake or an impoundment. Fine. And if we talk about multi-purpose river valley project, it is a project which fulfills a variety of purpose at the same time. For example, it fulfills the purpose of irrigation, generation of electricity, flood control, fish breeding, soil conservation, etc. And the second point we are having, it is a traditional concept if we are talking about dam. And on the multi-purpose side, we are having second point, it is a modern concept. Okay, dam is a traditional concept and multi-purpose projects are a modern concept. Fine, you can have a question in that form also. Students, now we will start our next topic, that why dams, large dams have come under great opposition in recent years. Or we can say in this way, the dams that were constructed to control floods have triggered floods. In recent time, dams have come under great opposition. What were the reasons are there? We are having first, like a construction of dams has resulted in problem like excessive sedimentation, waterlogging, soil erosion, sudden floods, large scale deforestation, extinction of species, displacement of communities and tribal communities losing their livelihood. We know that if we want to create a dam over there, definitely we are exploiting the living place of anyone. Some people who were already habited over there, that is a different matter. That persons, that people can be rehabited over the next places, but their real habitat lost when dams created. So dams also fragment rivers. Dams they shorten the rivers, making it difficult for aquatic fauna to migrate. So due to dam migration of fauna, like we can have our fishes especially spawning, they can't migrate from one place to another if they are in the reservoir. So just because of dam, their migration stopped, and such type of species is in danger. Fine. The next, we are having dams that were built to control floods have triggered floods due to sedimentation in the reservoir. Big dams have been unsuccessful in controlling floods at the time of excessive rainfall also, and the release of water from the dams during heavy rainfall worsens the situation. This situation, we people who are living in Ludhiana, we have felt this when Satluj water was, overflow due to the release water of from the Bhakra Nangal dam side. Fine. Students, we have discussed lot of about dams and multi-purpose projects. Multi-purpose projects, they become a factor for the new social movements also. And we can have a question in this way, that why do local communities oppose multi-purpose projects? History told us that multi-purpose projects and large dams have been the cause of many social movements like Narmada Bachao Andolan and Tehri Dam Andolan. Fine. Now we will talk about Narmada Bachao Andolan in detail. Students, Narmada Bachao Andolan is a non-government organization which mobilized the people, tribal farmer and human rights activists against the Sardar Sarovar Dam, which was built on Narmada River in Gujarat. Fine. The movement started with environmental issues. So what were the issues? Like trees being submerged underwater. It became wider in its scope when it demanded from the government full rehabilitation facilities for the displaced. Irrigation has changed the cropping pattern in many regions. So farmers have shifted to water intensive and commercial crops. It led to the conflict between rich landowners and poor farmers. Fine. Next, we are having the Sabarmati farmers in Gujarat agitated when priority of water supply was given to urban areas, especially during drought. Just because of these issues, Narmada Bachao Andolan was started. Students, next topic we have to do that what are the major dams of our India, and this we will cover through map. You have to purchase one political map of India. You will write particular names of the important dams. Fine. And that map you have to paste in your fair notebook. And what are the names you can write over there? You can find in your book pages also. Page number 28 is over there of your book. You can find that map also. In this video there is map also, you can see over there the particular dams that we have to write in our notebook through a map activity, that are Salal Dam. You can note down. First is Salal Dam. Second is Rana Pratap Sagar Dam. Rana Pratap Sagar Dam. Third, we are having Sardar Sarovar Dam. Fine. And fourth, you are having Tungabhadra Dam. Fifth, you are having Hirakud Dam. And sixth one, you are having Tehri Dam. Fine. Sixth, you are having Tehri Dam. Seventh, you are having Bhakra Nangal Dam. Fine. When you will write the names of these dams and you have to write the names of the rivers on which these dams were built on the copy page. Fine. One page you are pasting. You have to take a geography practical notebook if you can. If you don't having, you can paste over there also, a simple one. So one page you will consume for pasting of map, and the second page you will consume for writing the dam's name and their river's name. Fine. So this activity has to be done by you people in your notebook. Students, we have discussed lot of about dams and multi-purpose projects. We know that water is a renewable resource and it is going to be exploited day by day. So we will move towards our next topic, that is a rainwater harvesting. Fine, you all are familiar with this term, that what is rainwater harvesting. So why there is a need to develop rainwater harvesting system in India especially? So first point we are having in this regard, that is a water harvesting system is a viable attentive both socio-economically and environmentally. Second point we are having in this regard, that due to increasing population, demand for water is increasing in every phase of life. So rainwater harvesting system is essential. Fine. The third we are having, there is uneven distribution of rainfall. Thus water has to be harvested for times of scarcity. Fourth, we are having to recharge groundwater and increase its level. Rainwater harvesting is necessary. If we are talking about groundwater, we have discussed in our first video also that groundwater level is decreasing in India. Why it is decreasing? We have discussed lots of points in our first video, that there are responsible for tanks are responsible, tube wells are responsible, wrong irrigation methods are responsible for this situation. So for to overcome this situation, rainwater harvesting is very much necessary. So now the question arises, what is rainwater harvesting and what are its objectives? If we talk about rainwater harvesting, it is an efficient method of water conservation and its management. The techniques of collecting and storing rainwater directly or recharging it into the ground through artificial means to improve groundwater storage is called rainwater harvesting. Fine, it includes a traditional method like conservation of agriculture fields into rained storage structures, locally known as khadins and johads in Rajasthan. Fine. So next question arises, what are the objectives of rainwater harvesting? Students, we are having some points over there in this regard. First, we are having to prevent wastage and pollution of the monsoon rains. We have to store water in for this thing. And next, we are having to reduce runoff and control the flooding of roads. Fine. And third, to recharge and improve the quality of groundwater storage and raise water table. Fourth, we are having to meet the demands of domestic water requirements during dry season. Fifth, we are having to solve the problem of drinking water shortages, especially in regions receiving less rainfall. In that areas, there is lots of requirement of rainwater harvesting system. Here I will tell you one more thing. You can have a question in this way also. Which is the state of India? Yeah, name the state of India which started rainwater harvesting system initially, and it has made its population or the particular people of that area that they must have a rainwater harvesting system. Each and every house of that area is having a rainwater harvesting system. So the name of the state is Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu government has made it compulsory for each and every house of that area to have a rainwater harvesting system. Students, you know that in ancient India, along with sophisticated hydraulic structures, there existed an extraordinary tradition of water harvesting system. People had in-depth knowledge of rainfall and regimes and soil types, and developed wide-ranging techniques to harvest rainwater, groundwater, river water, and flood water in keeping with the local ecological condition and their water needs. In hill and mountainous region, people built diversion channels like the gulls or kuls of the western Himalaya for agriculture. You can have an important term also. What are gulls or kuls? So if you will get it, the answer will be in this way, that in hill and mountainous region, people built diversion channels like the gulls or kuls of the western Himalaya for agriculture. Fine. Now the next question arises, how in semi-arid and arid regions of Rajasthan rainwater harvesting system is suitable or working. Fine. So particularly we are talking about Bikaner, Falodi and Burma. Almost all the houses traditionally had underground tanks or tankas. For which thing? For storing drinking water. The tanks could be as large as big room. One household in Falodi had a tank that was 6.1 meter deep, 4.27 meter long and well developed like a 2.44 meter wide. The tankas were part of the well developed rooftop rainwater harvesting system. They were connected to the sloping roof of the houses through a pipe, and the falling on the rooftop would travel down the pipe and was stored in these underground tankas. The first spell of rain was usually not collected. You can have a question in this way, why the first spell of rain was usually not collected? As this would clean the roof and the pipes. So firstly, the first spell of rain they don't collect. Fine. As it has to clean the roof and pipes. The rainwater from the subsequent shower was then collected. So the rainwater can be stored in the tankas till the next rainfall, making it an extremely reliable source of drinking water when all the sources are dried up. Fine, particularly in the summers. You know, students, rainwater is also known as a plar pani, as commonly referred to in these parts. Is considered the purest form of natural water. You can have an important term also. What is plar pani? So it is same as like a rainwater. So it is commonly referred to rainwater. It is considered the purest form of natural water. Many houses constructed underground rooms adjoining the tankas to beat the summer heat, as it would keep the room cool. Especially in arid region, there is lot of heat. We know that, and if they are making tankas in their rooms, so side by side, there this problem is also going to be sorted out. Mainly, rooftop rainwater harvesting is the most common practice in Shillong, Meghalaya. It is interesting because Shirapunji and Mansiram, situated at a distance of 55 km from Shillong, receive the highest rainfall in the world. Yet the state capital Shillong faces acute shortage of water. So nearly every household in the city has a rooftop rainwater harvesting structure. Nearly 15 to 25% of the total water requirement of the household comes from the rooftop rainwater harvesting. Students, now the next question arises, what type of condition is over there of rainwater harvesting system in Rajasthan nowadays? Fine. So in western Rajasthan, sadly the practice of rooftop rainwater harvesting is on the decline, because plenty of water is available due to the perennial Rajasthan canal. Fine. Though some houses still maintain the tankers since they don't like the taste of tap water, but fortunately in many parts of rural and urban India, rooftop rainwater harvesting is being successfully adapted to store and conserve water. So students, now we will talk about bamboo drip irrigation system. Especially it is applicable in hilly areas. If we talk about Meghalaya, 200-year-old system of tapping system, spring water by using bamboo pipes is prevalent. About 80 to 20 liters of water enters the bamboo pipe system and gets transported over hundreds of meters and finally reduces to 20 to 80 drops per minute at the site of the plant. This system is very much applicable for irrigation system, especially in hilly areas. So students, with the completion of this topic, our the lesson is also going to be completed. Finally, you all are required to do the back exercise and important terms in your fair notebook. Rest of the chapter level resources you can revise. Fine. Thank you so much.